Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited to do kind of my year-end report. I've done a couple of these other videos before, I think at the end of last year, 2023, and then halfway through this year, 2024. I thought it would be kind of a good biannual update or report. R stands for reading, what are you reading, or a reading wrap-up of some kind. Which is what I'm going to do today. E stands for eating. P, what are you playing? O, what are you obsessed with? R, what are you recommending? T is how are you treating yourself? And I just really enjoy those focused questions to try to keep me somewhat on track and from keeping me babbling too much, although there'll still be some of that. So up first for reading, as I was saying, I like to babble, and I really just wanted to kind of give some insight into how I am as a reader before I go into my StoryGraph kind of reading update and stats for the year. Because I feel like I am a different type of reader than a lot of the readers that I see on mostly YouTube, like BookTube or social media in general, in that I am not someone who loves books and loves just curling up by a fireplace all cozy in a reading corner and reading all day. Like, that's not something that I really necessarily enjoy. I love books from an aesthetic point. Like, I love looking at a bookshelf full of books. But I'm not actually like a super avid reader. However, what I do really love is the connection that reading can bring to other readers. I love getting to talk to friends like, oh, what are you reading right now? And hearing, what they like about what kind of books they read, what they like about it. But I am very much a mood reader, so I don't like book clubs because I don't want to read the same book at the same time as everybody else. I really just like talking about books and like what I'm reading in general. So I really love the social connection of that. And then in social media wise, I really love like the little shorts that like, oh, here are the 10 best books I read this year, and like being able to say like, oh yeah, I read that too. Again, like that social connection piece. Like, I get so excited when I find that I am reading and connecting with the stories or the information books that other people are. I just really enjoy that. So I'm not so much of like, oh, I just love cozying up and reading like a book with a cup of coffee in my hand. Like, that, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not how I approach reading. Because of that, I am not a necessarily prolific reader in that I don't have a ton of books that I have gotten through this year. And I specifically tried not to set like a number goal for how many books I'm going to read. I really just like to always be able to answer the question, what are you reading right now? Whether that book takes me a day, a month, a year, whatever it is, I just like to be able to answer that question. And so hopefully that gives you some context into like how I approach reading and what I like about reading. Okay, so for this, I'm going to use my iPad since I'm recording on my phone and go into StoryGraph. StoryGraph is my favorite for this type of reading stats and lists, okay? So for 2024, you will see that I have read 20 books. Now, low key, I said I didn't set a number goal. Low key, I was hoping to get to 24 books because I thought like 24 books in 2024, that would be fun. But I'm a few short, and I don't necessarily know that I am going to get to 24 in the couple weeks we have left. But that's okay because, again, I can answer the question, what am I reading now? So for that, what I am reading now is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It is a very intriguing story. I'm very curious to find out how it all ends, but I'm not in a hurry to find out how it all ends. I've already been reading the book for a couple weeks, and I don't find myself being like, oh, I must go pick it up right now. But I do find myself putting it on audio while I'm washing the dishes, if I have maybe a longer drive, or I've got some downtime while one of my kids is in an appointment or at tumbling class. So I'm curious about it. I would like to finish it by the end of 2024, but I don't know. So 21 books is probably my guess for what I will actually end up with in 2024, maybe. But you can see for moods, I kind of have quite the range of moods here. Mostly medium paced. Again, maybe that's just because I kind of read at a medium pace. Page number, mostly in that 300 to 500 page range. 80% fiction, 20% nonfiction, and contemporary was my most read genre, with speculative fiction my least. I don't even know what that is. What is oh, okay, wrong place, wrong time, speculative fiction. I guess I don't really know what that means. I would have put that in mystery or thriller. Maybe it's in there too. Anyway, okay. So that's that for genre. 55% print, 40% audio, 5% digital. I don't know how accurate that is. I feel like I do mostly audio. Sometimes I do both, and so that might not be totally accurate. Like, I may read the same book in two different formats. I never know how to count that. And then Rebecca Yarros was my most read author with 2 books, because I read both Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And overall rating is 4.16. That's pretty darn good. It seems like I really enjoyed the books I read. Backtracking a little bit here to the number of books and pages, I started out really strong in the beginning of the year. I read like 6 books in January and then trailed off significantly, especially over the summer. I did not read much at all. All right, so let's go to the overall books and see what we were at. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole list. I'm going to link to my mid-year report for what I read in the first half of the year, which I can't totally remember where that leaves off. So I think I probably ended like somewhere around here at Act Made Simple. Yeah. So I had that big break over the summer where I was mostly just reading Iron Flame. It took me a while to get through that. Great book. I enjoyed it. I think I definitely read it a lot slower than I read Fourth Wing. And I really just kept it on in the background. It was almost like a background book for me. And I didn't always care how much I got it, how much of the details I caught or not. I will say I remember listening to it on audio during a camping trip, and I couldn't sleep, or I would fall asleep, but then I'd wake up, and this happened twice on the same camping trip. One time I woke up to a spicy scene, and it was like, whoa, hello. And then the other time it was during a really traumatic climax of the middle of the book, and it was very disturbing. So I woke up during that, so it was just kind of funny, but I enjoyed it. It's just long, and it took me a long time. Then It Ends With Us was next. I didn't know how I would feel about this, but I really wanted to watch the movie, and I loved it. I thought it was so good. I gave it 4.5 stars. I had heard a lot of people feel like a lot of Colleen Hoover stuff kind of romanticizes really dark stuff. That was not how I felt about it at all. I really liked it. I also liked the movie. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. That was a thriller. That was really good. I gave it 4 stars. I don't remember why, though. Oh, I guess I didn't like the ending. So that's why I took off a star. The audio, highly recommend this one on audio. It was really good. And then The Wishing Game. This was a cute read. I only gave it 3 stars. I think it was really cute, but I was just not necessarily super feeling it at the time. I'm not really sure. Let me see. It was sickly sweet. Yeah. That's it. Like, kind of felt like a little, like, too, like, over the top sweet. And it was fine. Nothing wrong with it. Good Inside, a guide to becoming the parent you want to be. 5 stars. So I referenced this in one of my recent vlogs, and I think anybody that works with parents should read this book, and I think any parent should read this book because her advice is so practical and helpful. And I highlighted like much of the first half of the book, and then the second half of the book went really quickly because it was a lot of practical strategies that I kind of already knew, but it was really nice to have them in like this like short format. It read really pretty quickly. And then just recently, I have read their play, The Practitioner's Guide. And I actually have that one right here. You can see I've even put like some sticky tabs on it. This TheraPlay is just a therapeutic modality that I'm interested in. I particularly like the dyadic nature of the modality. I am just really interested in it. I think it's kind of sent me down a rabbit hole like, ooh, how could I do this with my clients now, even though I don't see kids? Like, is there a way I could incorporate some of this into the work that I'm doing with parents? Because it is so like parent child centered. How could I work it out? Could I do it even virtually, like with the kid and the parent, like kind of coaching them through how to do this? Not that I would be doing TheraPlay the method because you have to have that level 1 training for that, but how could I take some of the tools from it and really help out parents in the ways that I can right now before I am officially trained. So that is my reading wrap up. It was just a few books there at the last half of the year. I started off reading a lot of books really quickly and kind of slowed down. All right, now for eating. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I am big into meal prep, and I have been following Cassie Joy Garcia's meal prep methods for like over a year now, and really consistent with it. Not as consistent as I used to be. So long story short, I'm still doing a lot of meal prep and eating that, but I wanted to share my new eating frenzy has been sourdough bread baking. I have, dived into that whole world. I didn't think I was interested in it, but it is so fun. It is so fun, and it's so delicious, and it's so nice to be able to pull that together. And since when I meal prep, I can pretty easily plan for when I want to have sourdough available, so that like time factor of sourdough really works well with a meal prep method like I do, because I am thinking ahead and like thinking, okay, what meals would I like some bread with? And I have gotten really into like artistic scoring and like just all this fun stuff. I was buying Wild Grain for a long time, which is like a subscription box where they send you homemade bread and pasta that you keep in your freezer, par baked, and then you finish baking it, and it's like fresh bread. I love Wild Grain, but I was finding that my favorite things from every single box were just the plain old sourdough, like with some butter and a tiny sprinkle of salt. Like nothing is better than that to me. That was a lot of money to be spending on something that I knew many people could do at home. And so in August, my mother-in-law signed me and my sisters-in-law up for a sourdough class, and it kind of took off. And so I have been eating a lot of sourdough as well as making a lot of sourdough. All right. So for P, I thought I would show you my Spotify Wrapped for what I am playing. Spotify Wrapped. Here we go. 29,340 minutes. Top 12% of listeners. Okay. Top song was Tortured Poets Department. I do love that one, like a lot. Top songs: Tortured Poets Department, King of My Heart, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, and then Made You Look by Meghan Trainor. So you could see that, yeah, I definitely joined the Swiftie revolution here. Oh, I changed. How did I change? Tell me. I was really into musicals in April. Okay. May, pumpkin spice strut pop season, Taylor Swift, Lizzo, and Beyonce. July, witchy classic rock. Okay. Taylor Swift, top musician, no surprise there. Top artist: Taylor Swift, Lizzo, Beyonce, Meghan Trainor, and CCR. Alright, I like it. Then my personalized message from Taylor Swift herself. Well, not super personalized, let's be honest, but you know, still nice. So that is my 2024 Spotify Wrapped. I wish they included audiobooks in there somewhere, because that's actually why I signed up for Spotify at this time last year, was to get that 15 hours of audiobook listening time in. So I wish they like included that in the Wrapped somehow, but oh well. All right, so for O, we've got Obsessed. And I find that I definitely get obsessed with different things at different times. Right now, some of my obsessions include researching luggage and packing videos for a trip that I have coming up in March, and just like reviews of luggage and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned for more on that, but that's definitely been an obsession lately. Another obsession has just been thinking about like life after grad school and what my schedule might look like, and like researching again like different modalities. Also, like what do I want to do my capstone on? I don't have to decide that right now, but I find myself thinking about it a lot. All right, well, it is days later, and I stopped filming the other day because I didn't want to find socks to show you my next recommended thing for my report. So R, the second R, is what do you recommend? And I am here to enthusiastically recommend Kizik's shoes. So I'm gonna reset the camera and show you how they work here. Okay, so Kizik's shoes are, hoping the lighting is good enough, but first of all, I think they're super cute. And they are these shoes that you do not have to untie or tie, because you can just step in. So I'll show you how easy it is. Boop. And the back just pops through. Boop. So I am absolutely in love with these shoes. I was looking for a nice neutral white sneaker because I didn't have any, and I saw these and there was like one left in my size. It was actually like half a size bigger than what I normally go, but it's fine. And bought it on a whim on clearance. So it was the last size left on this clearance price, and I would happily pay full price for these. But these are the Kizik sneakers. They have tons of different styles and tons of different colors. I'm not sure, I don't remember right now which style I got, but I absolutely love them. I love that they're not just plain white. They have like a little blue, you know, a nice neutral blue, but they can still be worn with pretty much literally anything. So that is my second R for recommendation. And then finally, T for treat. We've got Ghirardelli peppermint bark. Now, usually I buy the big bag of this that has some dark chocolate, some milk chocolate, and some of the snowman shape, but when I was at CVS, they didn't have that bag, so I just got one of the mega candy bars. And they are just these delicious squares. I've got a kid looking at me with excitement over there. Do you think I'm going to share one with you? Maybe. Come over here, buddy. Boop. There you go.
Thank you.
Would you like one, CJ? There you go. And send Louie over too if he's down here. And so as you can see, these are quite loved in our house. And they are just the perfect little Christmas treat. I only really see them this time of year. I don't know if you can get them year round, but delicious. That's my treat. So thanks for coming along with me on this video. Thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.